Hello, students. Today, I will talk about the principles of ergonomics. We will cover some of the major principles that needs to be applied in any project, basically, depending on the project needs, of course. But these principles cover a wide range of projects. So if you're designing something, keep those principles in mind that I will talk about today. Now, these are the principles. I will go one by one and look at some examples while we are discussing them. So, when people work must be done in natural postures. Natural postures. That means the body posture, the way the body stands, the way the body moves, it has to be done in a natural posture. It means do not bend the body in ways that are not natural. So this is very much related to the design, to the way something is designed. You can design something in a way to help the body stay in natural posture. Now, when we talk about the body, it can mean the whole body, or it can mean parts of the body, like, for example, the hands. So, if something has to be used with the entire body, keep in mind that the design should be made in a way to make the posture of the body to be kept in a natural state while using the design. For example, the hand also. If you have to keep on twisting your hands in an unnatural way while using something, it can cause stress on your joints. It can cause pain. And we know that in ergonomics, one major goal is to make things safer for people and more comfortable for use. So these things are essential. So one of the main principles is to keep in mind natural postures of the body or body parts. So anything you design has to be designed in a way to keep this major principle in mind. Look at this chair, for example. This chair, look at the backrest of it, how it's designed so that it can keep the spine in its natural curved S state. So if the chair was designed, the backrest in a different way, even the angle, do you see the angle? It helps to keep the back in a natural state while sitting. And if you work on a long time sitting for hours every day, your back will start hurting if the design of the chair is not helping you stay in a natural posture. So everything, all the parts of the human body have to be kept so that the person does not get affected health-wise and create pains in the body and health issues. This is a major goal of ergonomics. Another principle, excessive force must be reduced. So if the design is designed in a way that will cause your body to basically move in a way and need a lot of force to do the job, it's not going to be a good news for your body. If you have to do this kind of work every day, moving your body in a way and doing jobs that exceed the force limits of your body, you will end up with a lot of health issues. So what can you do as a designer to design, for example, a product that causes excessive force use, that needs excessive force use to need less? How can you design it? So all of these things that we talk about, these principles, when you look at products around you, you will find many of them lack proper design for these. So as we know, design is problem solving. So we have to solve problems the best we can to make life easier for the human while working, while moving. This is major goal in ergonomics. Always to make the human happy and safe and comfortable while using designed products, spaces, whatever you're designing. So anything that causes repeated and excessive use of force will cause issues with your body, with the joints, especially with the joints. So be careful about this point. Always consider it in design. Another principle, important principle in ergonomics, everything must be kept in easy reach. So again, you need to consider how the body moves. What are the measurements of the body? Okay, the things that we discussed in anthropometrics. So you need to be familiar with the body in terms of measurements, the way the body moves. For example, my natural movement of the hand is like this. So the reach is, you want to reach something, to grab it, okay? So it must be within your easy reach. So if it's not easy to reach, I will have to bend my body in a way that is not natural. And this will go against principle number 1 that we discussed. We need to keep our bodies in a natural, healthy position. So if I have to reach and bend my body in unnatural ways, this will cause me health problems. So design everything that you design, whatever you're designing, okay, to be within easy reach. It's very important. And to help and observe how the body moves, analyze it very well, and combine this with the correct measurements, and you will end up with a decent design, hopefully. Another principle, working heights must be proper for the body. Working heights, the height, how high something is, okay? So for example, if this here working table was too short or too high, the body will move in unnatural ways again, and it will cause pressure points. Maybe you will have to bend your back, or maybe you have to pick up your hands while working, and this will cause a lot of discomfort and health issues. So of course, it depends again what you are designing, what kind of work table. For example, what kind of a design? This is a work table of a certain type. What are the tasks you are doing here? This is very important. Not every table is the same, for example. So what work are you doing here? Does it need force? Is it just drawing? Is it what is it that you're working? What are the tasks performed? Remember what we discussed before? While you're working, you always perform tasks. So you need to know what are the tasks to decide on, for example, the proper height of this work table. And of course, who is the target group of human? Because each target group of humans, they have to have similar similarities in the body. Like, for example, the age, the height, other characteristics. So you're designing for a specific target group of people, okay? You have to meet their needs as perfectly as you can as a designer. So what kind of job are you performing? This is very important. Now here, for example, we have, if you have something heavy, okay, something heavy, it is better to have the table low. If you need to do something with high precision, like for example, drawing, you know, it's better to have it higher, closer to your face, you know. not low. So you don't bend your back and try to draw accurately. It will be a problem. Other type of work should be at the elbow height, the natural elbow height of the target group of people. So to be comfortable, like for example, typing. If it's too high, the keyboard, or too low, again, it will cause issues, health issues. Another principle, excessive motion must be reduced. So if you have to keep moving your body, moving, okay? Picking up, for example, heavy things, you will get some problems in the joints that you keep using. Your body is made out of joints, a lot of joints, and if you pick up something heavy, it affects certain joints in the body. And if you keep doing this every day, moving a lot, with time, it will cause damage. So you need to design, whatever you're designing, trying to reduce this possibility of the body or body part having to move excessively as much as possible. Another important principle is fatigue and static load must be minimized. So fatigue, this is basically meaning getting tired. And static load, like when you are static, not moving, having excessive load on the body. This can cause also all sorts of health issues with time. So this needs to be reduced and minimized as much as possible in every design. So let's have a look at another point now. Another important principle is the pressure points have to be also minimized. So if you have to use, for example, certain tools, okay, this is a certain tool, and you're holding this tool with your hand, like this, for example. Okay, like, for example, a tool. It's actually the same like on the photo. So I'm holding it, okay? Look at my hand. And now when I'm pressing, pressure points are where? In this region and in this region. Now, what if I have to use this a lot of times every day? It will cause some maybe issues. If the shape of this tool is not designed in a proper way, if it's designed so that it causes excessive pressure points, it can cause me all kinds of uncomfortable health issues with time. Now, of course, it depends on what product we're talking about and what design you're designing. But any design can cause pressure points at certain areas of the body that will cause all sorts of problems with time. So you need to be very careful about this basic principle in ergonomics, to always apply it in whatever you're designing. Enough clearance must be provided. This is another of the principles. So what is clearance? What does this mean? It means the space between an object and another object. So the clearance is this, for example, space. So how much clearance to leave? Now this also relates to the body measurements, the anthropometric measurements of your target group of people that you're designing for. Are you designing for children, for adults, for whom? So enough clearance has to be provided to not cause, again, body injuries. So everything has a relationship to the measurements of the human body. All designs must be, the measurements of the human body must be considered in all designs, because all designs have measurements. So if we look at any product, this has measurements, length, height. This, for example, from here to here, how much from here to here? Why is this opening bigger than this one, for example? Okay, because how are you using it? How is this used? By what? By the human body part. So you need to know everything. If you're designing a tool, you need to know everything about this body part. The measurements, the correct measurements for your target group of people. Are you designing for short, for the big people, for the medium people, for children, for old people? So you need to know what are all the characteristics and all the measurements of the body part that a product will come in contact with. Remember the touching points are very important. The human product or human machine interaction that we talked about before. So the human always comes in contact with the object that's designed. So let's see what we have else here. Another principle that you need to always in design, in whatever you're designing, provide possibility of the human, for the human to move and stretch comfortably. So now the human body is constantly moving. It's constantly in movement. Even now, when I'm sitting on this chair, okay, I'm talking to you, I'm constantly moving. Now, you cannot put the human body inside or to come in contact with a design that is preventing it from moving. So, for example, I need to stretch from time to time. My legs will start hurting. I need to stretch them. I need to have enough space. The design must allow me to do that, not to stop me from moving, because naturally the human body is in constant movement. So you need to be able, the design must help me to provide for me the opportunity to move. Now, if you have to sit, for example, in one posture for a very, very long time, you will start feeling pains all over. It is very bad. You need to change posture to stretch, to change your posture from time to time, so that you don't end up with a stiff body. Okay. So how to design, for example, this chair to help with this, to allow movement and stretching to happen while sitting and working. And this is with any design actually could apply. Now, all these principles that we talk about, they don't have to, I mean, it depends on what you're designing. Sometimes you need one principle, sometimes you need 10 of them, sometimes you need all of them, sometimes, you know, so it depends on what you're designing. But these principles are general principles that cover as much as possible situations in design. So, and you as a designer, you have to select which ones you need for whatever you're designing. Another principle, a comfortable environment must be maintained. So we talked about before how important the environment is, the surrounding of where I am while working on something, okay? So the environment around me must be comfortable, because no matter how well a product is designed, maybe this is perfect, but if the environment around me is also not, if the environment is not designed in a perfect way, or let's say comfortable way, then no matter how well this is designed, I will not be able to use it. Or I will be making mistakes. or a lot of things can go wrong. I will not be comfortable while working. So not only products have to be designed well, but the environment has to be also designed well. So if you're a product designer, you're maybe focusing on this. If you're an interior designer, maybe you're focusing on the environment, the design of the environment. Sometimes product designers design also the environment. So the environment is equally important like the product used, okay? Both have to be designed well in ergonomics, comfortably, for the human, to basically the human to feel comfortable and do the work efficiently and safely. So never forget the environment where you are working. Okay, so these are some of the major principles in ergonomics that have to be, that can be used as a guideline for anything that you're designing. You have to look through them always and make sure that you are basically not forgetting any of them in your design before finalizing your decision for the design. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I will see you soon in the next lecture.